Good afternoon and welcome to Muskegon Rotary. My name is Jenny Sprague. I have the privilege of serving as president for this year, and I welcome you. Our theme for the Rotary Foundation for the month of May is Youth Service. For our program today, we will hear from our Interact students representing 5 area Interact clubs with an overview of their year. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a reflection from Adam Bell. We will recite the 4-way test at the end of the meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adam?
Good morning or afternoon. I guess it's afternoon now. I had prepared earlier in the week a reflection on messiness. I was looking at the area around my desk, the contents of my desktop, and the hallway upstairs in my house where I have all of my work area, and it is quite frankly very messy. And I was thinking of the movement that's been percolating over the last few years about decluttering and simplifying and the joys that are found in that. And I thought I would tie together a nice little reflection about messiness and cleanliness and how it works in our hearts as well as in our spaces. But then life kind of intervened. And in all of the worlds that I move in over this last week, I got a real lesson in other kinds of messiness. And I'm not going to touch into too much detail, but the short version is on Mother's Day, I work in the hospitality industry, and Mother's Day brunch is a big day for us. And for the first time in a very long professional career, I couldn't make it to the end of the day. I came up against the fact that I no longer am physically able to do what I have earned my living at and taken for granted for over 40 years. That's messy. I also am very involved in the recovery community, and this last week, one of the regulars at my morning recovery has been absent, and after some diligence, the person had relapsed and is no longer with us. Life is messy. Those of you who are involved in the theater community know that there's some messiness in our community right now there. We all got an email yesterday. Those are my family at MCT. I know almost everyone there. In the recovery world, we learn that a person's actions are often connected to other troubles, whether they be mental health issues, addictions, trouble in a marriage. Nothing happens in isolation. I want to take this moment for all of us to think and remember that. And I also want to take a moment to reflect that when life is messy, the antidote to messiness is relationship. Every Thursday you come here and you sit with 7 other human beings. You have 15 or 20 minutes to get to know them. I challenge you to use that time wisely, because now, this moment is the only moment that we have control over. We don't know what's going to happen next. And the people that you're sitting with, it's not a guarantee that they'll be back next week. The antidote to messiness is relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. That was certainly thought-provoking, and we really appreciate it. Please sit down, enjoy your lunch, follow Adam's advice, and do some relationship. We will resume at 12:20. We are going to be moving on with our program for the day. As I said before, May is Youth Service Month, and we have a video to share with you about Interact.
Hi, I'm Sazan Taba, and I'm new to this school. I really don't know anyone here. I want to make friends, not just in here, but from around the world. I want to work with a team and make a long-lasting bond. I want to become a leader in my school and community. I want to explore new cultures and promote international understanding. I want to take action to make a difference in my school and community.
I'm leaving medical school here just to try and communicate this in a way that's helpful to.
I found the perfect club for me, the Interact Club.
Interact
is a Rotary-sponsored club for young people aged 12 to 18. The word Interact stands for International Action. The first ever Interact Club was formed at Melbourne High School, Florida on November 5, 1962. Interact clubs organize at least 2 projects every year, one that helps their school or community and one that promotes international understanding. The main motive of Interact is to develop leadership skills while discovering the power of service above self. Being an Interact Club member means to be a part of a family of more than 300,000 members. Let's hear from our interactors what being an interactor means to them.
So, hello everyone, I am Interactor Aditya Ghimire, President of Interact Club of Patiapohara Fistel. Interact Club brings together young people ages 12 to 18 to develop their leadership skill while discovering the power of service above self. For me, being an interactor means to belong to family which supports and uplifts each other.
It's the joy of making a difference, knowing our actions have positive impact not just locally but globally.
It's a journey where we learn, evolve, and inspire others to do the same.
It's about giving back. It empowers us to contribute meaningfully to our community, fostering a sense of responsibility.
It's a canvas of possibilities. In Interact, we explore our passions, turning ideas into various impactful projects that resonate with our values.
Being in Interact opens up the world to us. We connect with clubs worldwide, creating bridges of understanding and collaboration.
Kim will turn some lights on the subject. I'm going to not do a great job on this, but I'm going to try. That was the Interact Club of Pratvia Pokhara, Fishtail, Nepal. So it is a worldwide organization. At this time, I'd like to invite everyone, all our Rotarians, visiting Rotarians, and guests to please come up and let us meet you.
Guest in between, right by those marks for us. Oh, no. There you go.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Phil McPherson, Director of Program Integrity at Life Circles PACE. I have a guest here today, which is Stephanie Murray. She is our Outreach and Marketing Coordinator and hopefully prospective member for Rotary.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Doug Wood, one of the Dougs that chairs the Interact Committee, and you'll see us both later in the program. I want to introduce you to Danielle Bradfield. Danielle is a mom. That's the first thing she told me about herself, is that she's a mom of 5 girls. And so that's applause right there as far as I'm concerned. But you might also recognize her if you're a cotton candy aficionado. She and her husband run Hey Sugar, a cotton candy organization. She works for Port City Church, and her husband, near and dear to my heart, Sprinkles Donuts. It used to be Goobers. So please welcome Danielle to the.
Hello, Andrea Rigler. I'm a senior architect with SEH of Michigan, and I brought with me today Mallory Rich from Muskegon Catholic. She is job shadowing me today because she is interested in architecture and interior design. And so we're spending the afternoon together, and I just thought it would be great for her to meet all of you as well.
Good afternoon, Rotary. Come on over. All right, you've seen a lot of me this year, and you don't have to for a while because this is the last week of students. I know, I feel that too. So if you've been saving up your cheers, do not save them anymore because we've got Mona Sharza in the house. All right, to introduce two of their seniors is Stacy Myers. She is a counselor at the school.
Hi there, nice to be here. I got Jacob Schnatella, which I told him I would mess up his last name, so you'll have to correct it for me. And Abby Bean, two of our finest seniors. They actually, tomorrow is officially probably pretty much their last day, and then they come back next Friday to check out. So they are almost done. They're not excited at all. I think they're gonna miss us. So anyways, I'm gonna hand the microphone off to them, let them share a little bit about their future plans.
Hi, everyone. My name is Addie. I am a senior at Mona Shores, as she said. After high school ends, I will be attending the University of Michigan. And I will be studying molecular, cellular, and developmental biology on the pre-med track. Just a little bit about me. At high school, I have been involved in the Mona Shores cross country team for my sophomore through my senior year. And I had the privilege of being one of the team captains for the ladies team this year. I have been involved in the Mona Shores choir program for 4 years, and also had the privilege of being this year's announcer at the Singing Christmas Tree performance. And then I'm also involved in NHS, National Honor Society, as well as TRIM, which essentially is NHS for music kids. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
My name is Jacob Schnatalla. I'm a senior at Mona Shores High School. And after high school, I plan on going to MCC with the promise. Thank you, everyone. I don't have to be in debt. So, and after that, I plan to transfer to Central Michigan to pursue a major. Fire up chips. I haven't gone there yet, but fire up chips. So I plan on pursuing a major in cinematic arts, which brings me to what I like to do. I generally concern myself with like digital media because people scare me. And videos listen to what I want them to do. So I recently won the first place at the national level for Business Professionals of America computer animation. Thank you. And the previous year, my team won 4th at the same competition. 2 years in a row now, we've won first for digital media at Showcase, West Michigan Showcase. Thank you. And I often help my broadcast teacher, Mr. Drosky. He's a great guy. We work a lot with the school scoreboard for like the football scoreboard, I guess, animations for that, and for the school video announcements. I make a lot of animated intros and such for that, and videos on that. So.
Welcome to all our guests, and we will miss you students over the summer, but I know you'll be having a great time. Kim wanted me to remind everyone, these little cards, when you have a guest, we really need you to fill them out, so please do. At this time, we have a video to share with you for our program today. And Mike, are you ready? Thank you to all the clubs for their contributions, and especially to Mike Vogus for putting together that great tribute. So, yeah. At this point, Doug Brown, you want to come up and take over for the program? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. I am the other Doug of the co-chair, but I was also told that since I won the chili cook-off last year, I get to do the introductions. Kathy's looking at me. That was for you, Bob. Anyways, it is my honor to introduce the panelists this afternoon. They are all leaders in their own right. And I will start with the first, Amara Bradfield from Mona Shores. She is currently on the board serving. So thank you. From Muskegon High School, Zuri Lebrens, and she is president of our club. From North Muskegon, Jacinda Patrick, and president of her club in North Muskegon. And last but not least, from Reese Puffer Rockets, Brooke Buchanan. And she is president of her club too. So we will start taking, John, you're gonna come up and facilitate. So thank you very much.
So Mike Vogus, thank you for showing our club that the future of Rotary is sitting right up front, the future of our communities. I think, let's go planetary, the future of our planet. And so let's give them a hand, all of them. Someday they'll be in Rotary, I'll bet. And if not Rotary, I know that the four of you will be serving your community in some capacity. I hope it's Rotary, but we're grooming you and working with you as early as we can in your young lives. You've shown leadership in many ways, starting in elementary school, I'm sure. We didn't catch up with you till high school, but we got some questions for you today. And I want each of you to share on this. Let's talk about your service projects this year in your school with your club. Where did you meet a need in your community this year and make an impact? And if you could share, and we'll start with you, Jacinda, at North Muskegon.
So we've done a lot of projects this year, but one, we partnered with City Boy. I think Rob is here somewhere. Hi, Rob. So we did adopt a family where they gave us a family, and we learned kind of about their situation. It was pretty bad, and we worked as a team to raise money to go and buy that family Christmas gifts, and it was just a really fun opportunity. I just love it, and also we volunteer at the City Boy organization. It's just right across the street from Bernie O's. Do you guys know where that is? Yeah. So, so thank you. Also, thank you so much, Rob, for letting us volunteer there. It's just such an amazing opportunity. I think raising money is a big thing, but also, serving your community and actually hands-on things are also very important. So I think that was a great opportunity to see the club come together and really help out our community. So
Zuri?
So we kind of have a small club. So, we only have about 12 members. So we do a little bit more of the smaller service projects. So one of the biggest things I think we do is once a month we go to the supper house and feed people in need. So I feel like that's actually a really great opportunity to do. All we do is help with silverware and dishes, but we're still helping some way. And then we also hosted a blood drive this year, which we got about 20 something units of blood. So I think that also helped a lot because there also is a blood shortage right now. So anything will help at that moment, but that's about it.
Thank you. Brooke?
This year we had the honor of running our Toys for Tots, and we were able to have over 1,100 toys donated. And then we recently did a prom dress drive for students who couldn't afford or didn't have the opportunity to get a dress, and donated the rest of them. And I think those are probably two of our biggest ones, I guess.
Thank you. Amara.
All right, so this year, two of our biggest things is just a couple weeks ago, we did a Girls on the Run kind of cheer booth, and I organized that. And we had a few students, as well as Jenna Arter, a volunteer from Mona Shores Middle School, come and just cheer on the girls as they ran their 5K after around, I think, 2 or 3 months of training and preparation for that. And then around 2 months ago, we did a Every Women's Place drive, and that was actually very successful. We got around 200 items donated for the cause. So that was a lot of fun and very rewarding just to see that we could do things like that.
All right, let's talk about challenges you may have faced this year as a club. And our club wants to be real about this. If things didn't go well, tell us. If they went great, tell us that too. But let's start with Jacinda.
All right, so a big problem that we faced as a club is, high schoolers, everyone has a crazy schedule, and we've had a bunch of events that we planned, and we've had to reschedule them because everyone has a different schedule, so trying to work around everyone's schedule was a big challenge this year. So yeah.
Sorry?
This year, I think it was because last year all of our seniors left, which left our club with about 7 members. So we had a harder time recruiting members. So this year what we did is we did a little slideshow for our seminar classes, which is like a homeroom class for all of the freshmen. And with that, we gained about 7 new members. So, I mean, it's not much, but it's something, but.
Yeah, that's great. Brooke at Reese Puffer, your challenge this year.
So we had kind of low attendance. I guess recruiting was kind of hard this year, which I guess now I have an idea for next year. But and then just some members' commitment and stuff. But other than that, yeah.
Okay. Amara?
This year we focused a lot on growing our attendance each meeting, and we also did we did a large number of smaller projects versus doing a smaller amount of big projects, and very few of them were wildly successful. And so next year we're going to try and bring it down a little bit and do less projects with more successful results.
Now, Mr. Brown, your advisor told me that you went to the 8th graders as well and picked up a whole passel of interested names, right?
So, yeah, our 8th grade orientation, they came to the high school, and a few of us members sat down at their orientation booths, and they got to kind of walk around and look at all the clubs, and we got around, I believe it was 30 signatures from 8th graders that are coming to the high school next year. So
Plus, we're starting a middle school Interact Club at Mona Shores. Plus, we are continuing our Early Act Club at Lincoln Park Elementary. So we have the full spectrum going on at Mona Shores. Let's have a hand for that. Yeah. All right, what does our club need to know to support you better? Many of us have never been to an Interact meeting. We have 2 members who are advisors, Claire Root Benson and Danielle Risley. But what can we as members do? What would really be impactful for our club to do more to help and support you?
For me, if I would to say anything, I would probably say having a point of contact, for each Interact club throughout the county or so that information can be distributed more efficiently. Just because I mean, when I saw that question, I was like, I don't know, so I think having a point of contact for each, club would be very helpful.
I looked at that question weird too. I was like, what? But I think that you guys coming to our meetings and just talking to the students and telling them about your experiences, because some of them, most of our club now is new members, so they don't know much about the club. They just know what we're doing right now. So I feel like if you guys came and you guys talked to the students, shared your experiences, that they would actually really love it.
I was actually thinking something really similar to that, and just informing them on what we're all about, coming from someone who isn't a student, I guess. Yeah.
I would say for a lot of our seniors, I feel just to kind of reach out to them specifically and be like, hey, you're going to be graduating soon. You're not going to be a minor anymore. Like, you're old enough to start thinking about joining Rotary, like as a serious thing in your future and making an even stronger and bolder commitment to serve your community. So just that.
This young lady's in 9th grade, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So I gotta share this. Zuri's been on both service trips this year. You went to El Salvador last year, but you did both of them this year back to back. Jacinda went to El Salvador last year. Jacinda and Zuri have been to Life Leadership 2 years ago, right? Last year. 2 years ago? Last year. And Brooke and Amara have been selected to attend Life Leadership this summer at Ferris. So just want to, now, on the international thing, these service trips overseas, Jacinda and Zuri, I'd like you to respond. Did they have much of an impact on you that will be long-standing, do you think?
Oh my gosh, like it's hard to put into words, really. Like when I went there, like I've heard from other people, like this is gonna be life-changing, like it's just gonna be crazy. You're gonna be leaving as a different person. And I'll tell you, it's hard to put into words. When I came back, it was like unlike anything I've ever experienced. The friendships I made are gonna be lifelong, I know. And when my mom asked me how the trip went, I just kind of like, the last day you might think is like the happiest day, but really it was the most like emotional day. Zuri can back me up on it. Like we were in tears. The moment I left the work site, I was just bawling. It really opened my eyes and how grateful I am. And I know that sounds so like grateful, but it's so true. Like I'm just so grateful every opportunity I get, like just having water, a roof over my head, just everything. It's just,
Wow.
It really opened my eyes.
That's a powerful statement. Zuri.
So going on all of the trips, last year trip, I sobbed. I cried for 2 days once I got home. And then I went on the El Salvador trip again this year, and I came in with like the same perspective of last year's trip, and that kind of made me upset because the trip wasn't just like last year's. So it was different. Like we did the same stuff, but it was different. But I got to reconnect with my family that I met there, which I think is crazy. Like I came there with the perspective, oh, I'm gonna build houses and that is all I'm doing. I am sticking to that perspective. I didn't expect myself to leave with a whole different family that I talk to once a week now. Like it's crazy that something so small and something I thought I was just gonna make a little difference on something made a difference to me instead of just them. So
You also helped build a library in Honduras.
yeah, I did help build a library too, guys. So that went good. We did a lot of painting. We did a lot of organizing. I felt like a little librarian. I think noticing those schools too, because so when I went into that school had almost 1,000 kids. They did a morning group, which was the younger kids, and an afternoon group, which was the older kids. And with the school, like I walked into the principal's office. The principal's office had all of the nice stuff, and then the classrooms were like what the custodian's office would look like at our school. So I think that was something that made a difference to me, was like, wow, so they're getting, I don't know how to put it, but they're learning in these conditions, and I'm learning in a condition with school where I have AC in my own classroom. Like every classroom has their own heat, every classroom has their own whiteboard, every classroom has these nice chairs, books. The books don't have rips in them. Like I'm like, so this is how other people are living, and I'm living like I'm on the high life. So I don't know. It's something.
So we don't have much time left, but I want to hear from each of you on this. Amara, you haven't had a lot of experience with Interact yet, or Rotary, but what impact has it already made in your life? Or what would you project? How is your life different since getting involved with Interact or Rotary? If you'd each comment on that.
This year specifically, a lot of things that I do in my life is very busy. I kind of participate in everything that I get a chance or I'm offered to do. And so that can be really overwhelming for me. But the whole idea of Interact and Rotary, service above self, like that changed my perspective. Like everything that I did was like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do this. I have to get this done. And now almost everything that I focus on, it's like, oh, well, we are doing this, what are we going to do together? And so it's just really altered me from kind of, oh, I'm doing this alone, whereas like, no, I have families and communities everywhere I step in Muskegon, and that's kind of the biggest thing for me with Interact specifically.
Amazing. Brooke?
Mine's a little bit different, but like how important relationships can be, like seeing how everyone like knows each other and like everyone's friends with each other and gets to know each other, and like how those relationships and connections can like heavily impact your life and stuff is a big thing, and like building connections with other people.
Zuri?
Oh, sorry. I think, are we talking about Rotary?
We're talking about.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, we are talking about Rotary.
Can you ask the question again?
No, but how your life is different since you connected with Interact.
So I joined Interact actually last year, back in 11th grade, and now I'm graduating in a week. So I think that within those 2 years that I've been a part of this club has taught me so much. From I now have better leadership skills, I now have a different perspective on life. It's given me more of a motive to life. Like I have more of a push to keep going and to keep trying. So.
Wow, that's great to hear. And Jacinda?
So the biggest thing for me was obviously relationships, but the thing that stood out to be the most is a year ago when I wasn't running for president, I was the most introverted person. I mean, I'm pretty good at faking it, but if I was doing this last year, I would be freaking out right now. But being the role as president, like you have to talk in front of people. You have to, you have to get over that fear. And the first couple meetings, I was honestly freaking out, but now I am excited to go to meetings. I'm not scared to talk in front of people. I got over that fear. And I feel like it's just helped me grow a lot in that area of public speaking and also relationships. Obviously, I've made lifelong friendships,
So do you see an impact, ladies and gentlemen? All right. I do. I certainly do. I'd like to introduce Doug Brown, but I first want to honor Claire Root Benson, who's in our audience, and have her take a bow, because with the Poppin' program at Muskegon High School, it's a small but mighty group. If you say it's small, 12 people can do a lot if they are all on the same wavelength. And this is the lady that's helped advise them this year. Please stand up, Claire, and take our thanks. I want to have her 30 seconds. The role of an advisor.
Okay, well, I'm also getting the mic to take your questions because I'm stage manager.
Move it.
But, oh, yeah, I'm not in the camera. Sorry, Mike. I want to say what a gift it's been to serve as an advisor for a club. Really, if you volunteer in this capacity, you'll be blown away by how much the kids do for you. It's truly an advisory role. And one of the ways that I've also been blown away is by this young lady right here, but other club members as well. When they say, hey, Miss Claire, I'm going to go on both of those trips this year, I think, oh my gosh, do you know how much that costs? Can you do that? Do you have enough time?
It was a lot of big guys.
Yeah, so thank you all for your support. I know a lot of club members have helped us financially and connecting us with awesome volunteer opportunities in the community, and keep it coming.
Hey, Mike, if it's possible, if we could show those two slides. It doesn't matter. We heard today from 4 of our clubs. I wanted you to be aware that we have 6 clubs in Muskegon that we work with, and Orchard View. Also, they send us something in I'm not going to read these, but what I love what Brooklyn said. We love these projects because they're the ones we can count on the most to bring the whole community together. You heard that in the conversation here. If you go to the Oak Ridge is a fairly new program. They kind of rebirthed this year, and under 2 advisors, they struggled their way through, but they're getting some things done. You can see that they got involved with our microforest. They've done a lot of things in their community as well. So I just wanted to lift them. And then finally, I want to invite questions to these folks, but I also want to challenge you to get involved. You've heard the invitation. Since 1962, Rotary's been involved with building youth leadership and youth development. And, I said this at the district conference, when you get to be my age, you get to hear a lot of people going, the kids these days, these are the kids these days, guys. They do a great job. So I think we probably have a couple. We got 5 minutes for questions. So if you have questions of these folks, please shoot away.
Okay, this is just a logistical question. When you are working with your advisors at your schools, those are advisors that are at your school? Are they employed by your school? And they help to plan it for you? Okay. Sometimes.
It's often a teacher who, is kind of delegated to oversee that club. In my case, it's just because I'm a Rotarian and also love my kids.
So what was the hook? What made you decide to join in the first place, and how have you translated that into your recruitment efforts?
Okay, so for me, I just my freshman orientation, I was walking around the school, looking at all the classrooms and things, and I peeked through Mr. Brown, our advisor's door, and there's this Google Classroom code on the screen. And it says, Interact Rotary above it. And I'm like, okay, what's that? So I walk in and I start asking questions about it. I'm like, this sounds pretty cool. And so I I just showed up to the first meeting, and ever since then, it's been such a big part of my life. I try to put 100% into everything I give, but Interact has been a lot of my main focuses in life, this past year. It's just really cool for me to have all these extra opportunities outside of the ones that I was already given. So just to have something where it feels like I'm accomplishing something on my own is really cool.
For me, my mom is our advisor. So freshman year, she's like, she was like, you should really join this club. You'd be great for it. And so, yeah, now I'm here.
My friends were in it, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about the club, I thought it was a robotics club, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it was just the way that they talked about it. But and then I started hearing more about it, and then because I've been in the Poppin' program since I was in 6th grade. So I started hearing Miss Claire talk about it more, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I'll go join for 11th grade. And then during 11th grade, I became the vice president within only being there for 3 months. And then after that, I became the president for this year. So. Oh, yeah.
So it really honestly started, I started 5th grade. There was this thing called Early Act where elementary students can come and kind of get an idea of what Interact is. And I think North Muskegon was the first, or is the only school in West Michigan, or I think anywhere, that has a class dedicated to Interact. So I was like, after Early Act, that was in 5th grade, I was like, okay, let me join it in middle school. So I joined it, and we did all these projects. And I tell you, once you do one project, and it's just hard to stop. When you help people and you just feel that, that feeling, right? It's just so warm, and it's hard to stop. It's like a drug. So, not but it's, it's just, I just can't stop. And I just love it so much. So, yeah.
What's your name again?
My name, her?
Yeah.
Zuri.
Zuri. My son will be attending, I believe, Muskegon Middle next year.
Okay.
And he's attended quite a few Rotary events with me, and he's so excited about what I do. What is your advice about getting something started in the middle school there? Because I don't think is it that's just what it is? Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, so just
What
ask-
would you suggest
I
to get
would-
other kids involved?
I would ask around the teachers, because to have a club, you need to have about, I think it's 3 plus members. So find some of his friends, because if his friends see him doing it, they'll want to do it too. So have some of his friends join, like they could start a club, talk to the principal. The principal there is really nice, so I think I'll be able to slide by. But yeah, I think just talk to the teachers. There is a few teachers, like I can meet you after this, a few teachers to go ask over there if you want.
More of a comment than a question. Having been on one of your trips and had your experiences, it's an ever life-changing event, as you said, and you come back being so thankful who you are and where you live. I would encourage our whole Rotary Club members to take a trip like that, because you'll come back and you are full of a need to help serve.
Other questions? Okay. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here. And when John said this is the future, I have to echo that. I've known Claire since she was a young'un, and Lisa Krause, and it's very humbling for me to induct the people into Rotary that were my kids' friends, but it's great. So, thank you. Yeah, thank you. At this point, I have an important announcement to make, and many of you probably saw the email that came out last night from me regarding change in how we will, the Seaway Run relationship. Starting with this Seaway Run, we will not be a collaborating organization presenting the race. The Muskegon YMCA will be assuming control of the event. We urge you to continue your support of it. It is an important event for our community, and we really want it to succeed. We appreciate our 12 years of being a big part of it, and actually even before that, Tom Powers water stations every year that the Chronicle ran. You all remember that if you've been in here a while. So anyway, we're very proud of that. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer your questions after to the best that I can. So thank you. It is time to celebrate birthdays. So Kendra Robinson, happy birthday on May 19th. Oh, it's the 18th, sorry. I gave you an extra day of being young. Typo, bad, sorry. Pete DePore, is yours right, or are we just off? Yeah, I have Pete DeBoer on May 20th, Peter Willis, May 21st, and Pam Babbitt on May 22nd. We wish all of you a very happy birthday, and you are welcome to make your contribution to the Caring Connection. And speaking of the Caring Connection, I have a note to share with you. It came from a thoughtful gesture on behalf of Muskegon Rotary from the Caring Connection. Your kind and thoughtful expression of sympathy is deeply appreciated and gratefully acknowledged by the family of Morton Sidney Cantor. Dear Muskegon Rotarians, thank you for thinking of our family during Mort's celebration of life. Your beautiful flowers added a special touch to the afternoon and were a welcoming addition at the entrance. Our dad so enjoyed his Thursdays at Rotary, and he especially loved visiting with all of you. We are grateful for your friendship. With thanks, the Cantor daughters. So thank you very much for that. Next up, we have a spotlight video.
My name is Claire Root Benson, and I'm the executive director of the Poppin Programs, which serves Muskegon Public Schools exclusively. It's an arts scholarship program, 3rd grade and up. I live with my husband and our 2 children, a boxer, an orange cat, and a guinea pig in Roosevelt Park. My husband, Derek, is a Medicaid eligibility specialist for the Department of Health and Human Services, serving senior resources applicants. I've always been someone who kind of loves looking toward the future and connects really well with people who are going through adolescence, particularly, and young adulthood, discovering who they are and what sort of life they want to craft in the world. So in my career and in my volunteer service, serving youth is really important to me. At the Poppin programs, obviously, I do that professionally, but in terms of Rotary, my biggest investment of my time and talents is as the club advisor for the Muskegon High School Interact Club, and that has been deeply meaningful to me. We're kind of a small but mighty club and have been growing in the last couple of years post-pandemic. You know, I think the thing that I'd like to say, especially to any new members in Rotary, is that we're in a time when it's getting increasingly challenging to have really important and deeply impactful interactions in person with people in our community. And Rotary is just a wonderful place where you can do that and you can get connected. And if you make some space in your life to plug in, you won't regret it.
Jane, do you want to come up for the community grants presentation? We invite Nancy McCarthy and Rob Taylor to please join us up here.
I will grab the check.
She's back. This is a great time to be back because we're celebrating something that we've been doing here in the Muskegon Rotary. Stage manager, she needs some help. No,
No, she's kidding.
We have
I don't think so.
we have had Muskegon Rotary Foundation has had 20 years of experience of giving back into the community in the form of small to middling grants. Over the last 20 years, we have invested $500,000 back into the community. And that has taken place that we have had over 120 different organizations that have received grants and support from the Rotary Foundation. The grants are usually between 500 being one of the lowest dollar amount, then they sometimes have the highest impact amount. Our first grant was our largest, and that was $45,000. And that grant went to paving Hackley Park. And we keep coming back to Hackley Park over and over again to make improvements there.
And don't drive on the pavers.
And do not drive on the pavers. You know, we police that. Examples of what we have been able to do over the last 20 years. We try to we follow the Muskegon Rotary priorities of community development, activities benefiting youth, activities to promote a healthier Muskegon County, appreciation and celebration of inclusion and diversity, and leadership training for our members and students. In the past, we've done things like fund Lights On After School, a after-school mentoring and a scholarship program. We have supported public art. You can look around this community in a number of different places and see public art that has a little bit of our support into it. We have, I like this one. We've funded a ropes course at Pendaluan, the YFCA camp. We have put a lot of support into the, should have been support into my glasses, the Institute for Racial Healing, which a number of our members have gone through, quite a few in the past. So we're all over the waterfront. As long as it's going to support our community and the members of our community, we're happy to do that. And this year, we're happy to tell you that we have invested in 4 organizations. Half of them represented right up here. The good-looking half. No, that's not true. The Business Equity Initiative Fund is a fund that will supporting entrepreneurial activities for women and women of color. And this year, we are supporting their education and mentoring services with business boot camp, financial and legal consultations, website development, and other necessities for business success. Nancy McCarthy, one of the principals of that organization. The Momentum Center, we heard from them last year. This is a group that is invested in cultural immersion experiences across the bridge, that bridge that connects Muskegon with Ottawa County. And they have a weekend of cultural immersion that we just spend time learning about each other. The Muskegon County Bicycle Coalition, Rob, take a bow. The Michigan County Bicycling Association promoting bicycling for all kinds of people in the community, but they are working closely with Muskegon area district libraries in their bike library program, where you can go use your library card, go to the library, check out a bike, and put the books that you have in the backpack and the bike when you take it home. But the bikes do get worn and torn, and we always need more. And so we are giving them funds so that they can purchase new bike parts, and have volunteers do all the repairs to make them available to our literate riders. And then finally, we have the Ride United, which is a program of the United Way. Ride United is another biking program, but this one is it's not a race, it's a biking experience that people are trying to raise money through their bike riding to support mental health awareness. And this year, they are bringing in Christine Deancole, who is a 15-time Master National Cycling Champion, and she will be here in Muskegon to be the keynote speaker and inspirational speaker, and she will be here Friday night, so keep an eye out for that. So we are proud to be a part of building this community with people and agencies like this. So let's give them a round of applause.
I'm not going to handle it so I don't hit you with it again.
I hope you did notice that the grants this year totaled $17,500 from Muskegon Rotary to better our community. So we're proud of that. Okay, Rewind will meet this evening at 5:15 at their new place, the Unruly Brewing, 360 West Western Avenue. It's a fun group. You can go sit down and have a beverage and hear what they're doing. This week's Muskegon Rising podcast is number 19. It's featuring Mark Eisenbarth, our Muskegon County Administrator. Please see the rim for the link to the broadcast on buzzsprout.com. You can also, as I say, just Google it, you get there, no worries. I have a gentle reminder that we still need volunteers for our Party in the Park on Friday, May 31st. Please sign up early and often. Well, now it's sign up late and often, but we do need you. So if you can help us, we would really appreciate it. I want to thank everyone who has agreed to sign up for the TIPS training. We did fill out our roster of 10 Rotarians, And we appreciate your help. And you know what? They are really grateful when you complete it. Rem can tell you, they notified him 20, I'm not kidding you, 20 emails telling him he finished. So it was pretty impressive. Okay, as you know, last week's announcement about our social committee outing was sort of a swing and a miss on my part because we just could not get the date down. But this is verified. It is Sunday, June 9th. Gates open at 3, first pitch 4:05, $15 a carload or $5 per single admission. And there's an announcement in the room with all the other details about your wonderful meal and all that. So, but we do hope you can join us. It's always a great time. Okay, and now, Christy Pollock, you have an announcement, and Roger Morgenstern, if you can be on deck. Another baseball reference.
Okay, on your tables, you'll see this flyer that I put on there. What the Youth Exchange Committee is trying to do is to raise scholarship money to be given to the students from Muskegon County area to go abroad on youth exchange. As you know, we're reaching out to areas that we have never reached out to before, and the cost to go on exchange is about $5,000 to $6,000. So to offer that to students, we need to have a backup way to help them say it costs this, but we're willing to help you get there. And so we're starting a fundraising event that actually will be going on all year. It will have 3 auctions, an online auction, and then all proceeds will go to the scholarship fund directly for the students here in Muskegon. So how it works is if you have, talking about messiness and decluttering from the beginning, if you have anything around your home that you want to get rid of and has value, or if you just want to donate something that would go towards this good cause, we will come get it. We will actually come to your house and pick it up, and you won't have to do anything. Our first official auction will be on June, oh gosh, what's the actual date? June 20 something. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. But yes, the 26th, thank you. And so we're gonna actually pick up items from June 3rd to the 14th. And so Craig Parada has got a truck. We've got guys to come and help and pick up these things. You just have to contact him. You can text him, you can call him, you can email him, me as well, though I'll be in Japan during that time, so it may be better to be him. And then we'll come get it. Yeah, I wish you could. So if you could think about that, or if you don't have anything to actually donate item-wise and you want to make a donation to the scholarship fund, that also would be just Muskegon Rotary Foundation Youth Exchange Program as your little memo part. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm an old enough Rotarian to know that we used to fine members when they got out their cell phone. If Bob Skolnick's here, I think he got fined the most. But you have permission to get out your phones for this because I have a save the date. Harvest Fest is back, and we are going to do that on October 24th. So 10/24/24, it almost makes some sense. Yeah, so there I go again, October 24th. More information to come. And if you would like to volunteer, you can see myself, Dave Alexander, or Carla Flanders, or we will find you. So thank you.
Roger, you are tall. Thank you. We are ready for our raffle. Rich, what are you drawing for first? Oh, oh. Is it the truth? So, starting with the big one, $20. $156. Oh, right next to you, Mr. Alford. Congratulations. What's next, Rich? Yeah, what's next? $10. We're going downhill. 182. Oh, right over there. Is that Nick? Oh, congratulations, Nick. And for $5. 096. Hey, Julia, way to go. Pays to come to Rotary. Oh, okay. Well, hey, anyway, winner. Well, thank you everyone who purchased a ticket. You help support the Caring Connection and Polio Plus. Next week's program is entitled Experiencing More, A Journey to Equitable Education. And if you will please rise, we'll recite the four-way test. Rich, you can probably lead us off because we just instructed you. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Go out and create hope in the world. Have a great week. We are adjourned.